Hello, so this is Everlasting Comforts Grow Light, and today we're going to be going over how to install it. First things first, you're going to want to open up the package, and inside you're going to find, in a box, 4 lamp heads on top of a gooseneck pole. In addition, you're going to find a tripod setup. You also have your remote and the AC power unit itself, the power adapter, as well as an instruction manual on how to go about everything that we're going to discuss today. So with that said, we're going to start off with the first piece that you should grab is the tripod. You're going to notice on the tripod this black nib. This is just to protect it while it's in transit. You can pull this off here. This is just a piece. You can throw this away once you're done or keep it for later if you like. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to want to pull out this piece of the unit. You're going to want to grab your lamp head with these pieces not attached, and you're going to want to screw it in the unit by holding it still and twisting in the opposite direction from where you have it. So let me get started. You also, as a little helpful tip, if you tighten this second knob on the tripod, where it holds this pole up in place, and you tighten this one too, with it a little bit outside of the unit so it's past the feet. You can see a good illustration of this in our instruction manual. But if you have it like this, it makes it very easy to do the twisting on action for this grow light attachment. So with that said, I'm just gonna start twisting it. Twisting the unit, you wanna make sure you don't tangle the cords. That's the goal. That's the name of the game here. So go ahead, you can look at this, how I have this unit, how it's just easily, twisting in together like this on the unit. So now that I have done that and we have the unit fully attached, we can move on to the next steps, which is setting it down on the floor. So you want to loosen these pieces. You're going to want to extend the legs outwards as such. Let me show you this. Extend it as such, set them down. You can tighten this as you need, right? So I'm tightening the bottom one, and then I can adjust this to whatever height I need. So this adjustable stand can go up very high to your desired plant's height. This out. Go here. Pull this one out. Set it up all the way up as high as this. See, it's already taller than me. Pull off the covers. These covers are here just to protect it during transit, the unit during transit. Pull off the covers on all the lamp heads. There's going to be one on each lamp head. You're going to remove the film around the goosenecks. Again, more protection during transit. Some of the things we like to do at Everlasting Comfort to make sure that your product is safe. So now that you've removed all of the filament film across the goosenecks and you remove those protective padding on top of each lamp head, you can remove this film cover over each of the lamps. This is, again, more extra protection that we like to put on the units to make sure it doesn't get scratched or damaged during transit. It's got a long journey. So next, you're gonna wanna untie your AC power on the unit. Okay, so there's a twisty tie on it, just untie it. And then from there, you can unravel the cord out to the desired length. There is a plug attached to this control board here that plugs in and fits kind of like your traditional laptop charger would into its port, and then you plug it in. And voila. Now the unit's plugged in. You can control the unit from the remote here. So here is how you do different settings using the remote control found on the unit. The center button is the power button. It turns on all of the lights. if I press the power button once again, it will turn off one of the lamp lights. And if I press it again, turn off another, press it a third time, turn off another, fourth time, turn off all of the lights. So I press it 4 times in a row, it will turn off all the lights. I can then press it again to turn them all on. I can also alternately press and hold the power button and it will turn off all lights at the same time. Just press and hold it for a couple seconds. What else I can do with the unit on, if I press this button in the right that looks like a cyclical button, I can make it so that I change which lamp head is active. So, which color. I can make it so that it changes which color the lights are. So now, see that? That's red, blue, solid, white. You have red, blue. You have red, yellow. You have yellow, blue. You have red, yellow, blue. Or yellow being white light, really. For the sake of this. So you get that white light that way as well. And this is how you're going to give this is like in full spectrum mode. So you can set it depending on your plant's needs. And you can look at which spectrums are best through some sources on the web. In addition, if we go like this, we can press this button right here, the settings button. And the settings button, if I press it once, it will allow me to start programming this light first. So this is how we program the light. So now I can change the color of this light. I can change the brightness of lights by pressing the minus or the plus button. I'm gonna go ahead and lower this brightness. You can see there's 11 dimming functions here. I just made the light really dim. If I press the settings button again or the program button again, I can go to the next light and start programming that one. We'll make this one red. We can make this one all colors, and we can make this one, I don't know, just white. Then afterwards, when you press the program button again, once you've gone through all of the lamps and programmed them, you will notice they're now in their program setting. You can see by the color of the lamp heads that I chose. If at any point you want to get out of that setting and you want to go back to the default mode, because notice you cannot lower and raise the brightness of all the lights in the program mode. You can only do that in the default setting mode. To get back to default settings, if you look on this remote, you will see settings button, press and hold it, and I'll show the lights. They've changed back to the default mode in which you can control the brightness of it by doing all of these buttons. You can alternatively set the timer for the lights. So look at this, I press the timer button. We have 3 hours, 6 hours, it'll light up, 9 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, 18 hours. And what this will do is after 3 hours, these lights will turn off. So this will keep the power on for 3 hours, then afterwards turn off. I can set it from 3 hours, 6 hours, 9 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, and 18 hours. So now that we're done doing that, if I want to get out of using the timer button, what I can do is I can also just press and hold the timer button. Okay. So pressing and holding the timer button, and it will turn off once I've cycled through, sorry, you have to cycle through, my bad. You have to cycle through the timer in order for it to turn off. It's very intuitive though. Next is the remote. You're gonna wanna pull the film out of the back of the remote, and your remote will look like this. There's film that blocks the connection between the battery and the remote and the actual remote itself. Make sure you pull that off so it's working. And now I can control the remote similarly to how I showed the controls on the actual control board. I can use this wirelessly. And so what I can do is I can raise the brightness, lower the brightness of all of them. I can change the settings of all of them. I can also have this extra feature here, which is found by clicking the power button once. I can turn off each one of the lights one at a time. By pressing this button right here, it'll look like a little pendulum. It has just 4 lamps right there showing on that. You see it looks like it's really 4 lamp heads right there, and you can go through and cycle through them all. If I set a timer, you can click the C button, and whenever I press one, you'll notice how it lights up here. On here, you'll see that I pressed the 3-hour timer and it lit up here. If you press the C button, it will actually reset the timer. And now the timer is back to normal. So this is how you use the Everlasting Comfort grow light. You wanna just, once you're done setting it up and putting it at the desired light, if you wanna get the most optimal light for your plant, we suggest using just full spectrum. Some people don't need to use all that energy for their plants, but we suggest keeping it on the full bright setting, and you just bend it and adjust the height of the tripod like you would any tripod up and down for the desired height of your plant. I would try to keep the lamp heads about 12 inches above your plant that you have it going on. That way that it gives it a little bit of space for the light to spread out and get more coverage. That's my recommendation for how to use the Everlasting Comfort grow light. Thank you.